That's what it says on my Facebook. I'm just me.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay, get the boobies almost kind of nipple.
I'm going to leave that in. You want me to leave that in? You talking about their boobies?
No.
Okay, well, shh.
Okay.
All right, on tonight's show, I think we'll talk about, some of the things people are doing during the coronavirus, some things we've been doing around here. We've been watching a lot of shows, a lot of murder shows, a lot of marathoning to catch up on these channels. My wife has about 12 shows that are in her favorites list, and we'll talk about those individually with her, and she can name them off for you. Okay. So they go in different categories first. First is the files. Let's talk about the files. We got Justice Files, Forensic Files, Cold Case Files, and FBI Files. So, which one of these is the best of the files?
Forensic Files.
The forensic. The forensic is the best. Not the cold case?
That's close, but Forensic Files.
Okay, forensic. Forensic takes the files case. Evidently, the X-Files does not make the list. So, just so you can, any X-Files fans out there, I apologize. It was not, wasn't in the cards.
No.
All right, then we have Southern Fried Homicide, Murderous Affairs, First 48, and Bizarre Murders. So, which one of those takes the cake?
It's a toss-up between Bizarre Murders and Southern Fried Homicide. I'm going to say Bizarre Murders.
Okay, so why would be Bizarre Murders?
Because it's got humor to it.
Okay, a little more comedy.
Yeah, I mean...
Southern Fried Homicide also has a lot of comedy.
Yeah, it does too. That's why it's kind of hard, because Southern Fried Homicide, you have the lady who's telling it with the Southern accent, and here's her background, like a Southern
The accent matters.
Well, and being a Southern belle, but then she has her little comments about, what happens in between, what's going on. And she's very poised and very, just together with it, which cracks me up. And then you have Bizarre Murders. You have the ex-retired FBI guy who's narrating it. And he puts in his little 2 cents in after each thing of how they're portraying it.
Real life experience compared to the show experience.
And I love it. And it cracks me up. So it's kind of a toss-up. I'm going to say Bizarre Murders because it's still serious, but yet there's still some humor to it because...
Some of the stuff is almost unbelievable because it's so wacky, but it actually did happen.
And he was mostly on the case on most of those too.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird. The one dude. They picked the right guy for that.
That's why, and he's perfect at presenting it.
So, I didn't give you one on the list on purpose that we usually watch, and that's because this is my personal choice for the best of all of them, is the Unsolved Mysteries with Dennis Farina as the host. That one is my personal favorite because, rest in peace, Dennis. But even long before he died, I still enjoyed that show because they cover a lot more than just murder and just, they cover a lot of different topics. And also that accent did win. He had a great accent and he was such a good character in so many movies that I really liked. You almost thought he was like a professional mobster, even though he was reading you about like murder cases. What do you think of Unsolved Mysteries?
I have always loved Unsolved Mysteries. Ever since I was little, always watched them with my parents and watched them later on. Dennis Farina was kind of like a new, fresh look at it and the way he presented it, and I loved it.
Wait.
What?
He was the only one I'm aware of. There were other hosts other than Dennis Farina that have been on Unsolved Mysteries before him?
Yeah.
There was a different guy?
Yeah.
Who? What was the guy?
I can't remember his name.
Ooh.
But he was on there for a very long time.
How many guys? Before him, was there another guy? Is this like, it's like the Tonight Show then? There's been different hosts?
Yeah, let me look it up.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that. I only knew about the one guy.
Just him?
Just Dennis Farina. That's the only one I've ever seen on there.
Yeah, let me look it up.
So you've been watching. Okay.
I've been watching it since I was little.
So then, okay, Oh, yeah. And then we got the murder ones. Okay, she disturbs the shit out of me with these ones, but these are different ones. You got the kids who kill, which is all the little kids that kill their parents and kill all kinds of people, little cult people and all that. Just okay. Wait. What's the host situation? What
Robert Stack.
Robert
He
Stack
was the main one.
And how long was he the host? What are we looking at on that?
I'll get back to you. Go ahead and keep going.
And so they kill for all kinds of crazy little reasons too. That's the thing. We sit here and we watch it and we're like, oh my God, I wonder what these kids, what do these parents do to these kids to make them want to chop them up and all that. And then it gets to the smallest shit and it's like, oh my God, they killed their parents. They snuck in the boyfriend, the 14-year-old. And the boyfriend went upstairs, and they killed everyone in the family, and the father always struggled, and the mom was, is still asleep in the bed, and the younger siblings, they are always, it was gently done with a pillow, and then they were posed respectfully because she loved them, and then you hear the reason, and the reason is like, oh yeah, the dad took the cell phone away because, he caught her texting the older boy at 2:00 in the morning, and you're like, fuck, I did that last week, and you're like, shit, they're gonna get me this, so I get got. And then, if you go to sleep while you're thinking about that, you're gonna be nervous. You wake up thinking about, hey, where the hell's the kids at? That one really bothers me. And then the one with the parents kill the kids, I know he's called moms that kill or whatever, kill her parents or something like that. What's about the Robert Stack? What's the update?
Okay, so, and I do remember all of them.
Okay,
but here when it started in 1987.
Okay, 1987. I was 12.
So Raymond Burr was one of the first hosts.
Okay,
did not last very long. And then Carl Malden was also in 1987.
Okay.
And then Robert Stack, who I remember, took over from 1987 to 2002. Now, they did
that's a good run. That's 15 years?
Yes. So he did take a break, though, for a minute. And they brought in Virginia Madsen.
So they had a woman?
The actress, yeah.
Okay.
In 1999. They thought, doing a little bit of spin might help it boost. It did not at all.
Robert Stack had to come out of retirement.
So Robert Stack
took
Jordan back over, even though he was still in it with her, but they were kind of trying, something different.
Right.
And he was there till 2002. And then Dennis Farina did it from 2008 to 2010 because...
Wait, only 2 years? What happened between 2002 and 2008?
The network decided to drop that.
Oh, it was off the air for 6 years.
Yeah.
Off the air. Oh, shit.
And so they were trying to revive it because Robert Stack ended up retiring because he was older and, everything. And he ended up passing away.
Right.
So, then another network got it, revived it, and then Dennis Farina, they got him.
Right.
From 2008 to 2010.
Rebooted it.
And
then he died on him.
Yeah.
Because he died in 2010?
Yeah. Wait.
Was that it?
I don't know. Let me see when he died.
Because is that why they only got 2 years? Because he died, obviously. Because that show was booming. I loved it.
Yeah, because Robert Stack, he died in 2002. That was why they didn't carry on because...
Oh, so it took them 6 years to find a replacement.
Somebody that they thought could, do it.
They picked Dennis Farina, good. Is that when he died, 2010? Look up Dennis Farina died.
I'll tell them about the moms. Right now.
So the moms they kill, that one's crazy. And they kill all their kids. Okay, what, Dennis Farina died?
In 2013.
Oh, so they just cut it in 2010 then.
Yeah, I'm going to look and see.
Got canceled. Oh, shit. If it was only on for 2 seasons, I have to have been close to seeing every single one of them by now. We have to.
Almost. I'm looking to see right now.
All right. So they kill the moms that kill the kids, and dude, you would think this was not a little bit. No, it's a lot. There's a lot of episodes. Every day there's a different one. And it's all people killing their kids, and you cannot understand why the hell this happens. I can't even wrap your head around. And then you remember the show right before that about the kids that kill, and you're like, oh, I guess that's fair because they're killing each other. Whatever. That one's not bad. Then they got the wives that kill shows. that one really is disturbing because that kind of hits home because those ones are her favorite ones. I know because she lets me talk during all the other ones. But if any of the wives that kill shows are on about wives that kill their old man, if you come in and you try to say anything, she's like, "Shh, shut the fuck up, my shows are on." And during the commercials, she'll yell at me for interrupting the show. That's how I know that one's your favorite one.
Okay, that. And if you come in between Bizarre Murders and Southern Fried Homicide, then I tell you, get the hell out of the room, too.
Yeah, you usually tell me that's what's on, and I get sucked in.
Not always.
But any of the wives who kill ones, those are her favorite ones, and that's really bothered me a lot lately. That she seems to be watching a lot of shows and really honing in on the women who killed their husbands, especially like while they're asleep, and how they get away with it. It's starting to be disturbing. And then they get the worst one, the nurses that kill. This is disturbing shit because there's also a lot of episodes. You would think there would only be like maybe one episode of this show, but no, there's hundreds and hundreds of episodes.
Ooh.
What happened? What do we got to update on the Unsolved Mysteries?
Okay. So Dennis Farina was doing his other show, so that's why they kind of stopped it on mainstream TV.
Are you talking about like when he was on Law and Order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So they had CSAT and that's fine, but they were doing some other links, I guess, through the internet to keep up on the Unsolved Mysteries. They got onto Amazon Prime, Hulu, and stuff like that. Now, it is saying that Netflix just picked up a reboot of the series.
Okay. Did they talk about the host?
Not yet. They haven't said anything, so I'm waiting. I'm looking to find out that.
I'm interested in that.
So we might have a reboot on Netflix.
Okay. I don't know if it'll be the same without Dennis Farina, but I got a lot of hope for it if Netflix... you have a little more leniency than you had on network television. They could maybe have more graphic, more cussing, stuff like that, more crazy people that they're after and stuff that they're looking at. Might be better on Netflix.
I'm looking.
The nurses they kill, always mass murderers. They're always a huge body count, like 80, 100 and something people. I think it's all the way up to like 300. They're always the most prolific serial killers in U.S. history. Always.
Guys.
They're always white dudes. Always white. Like there's like 4 women I've ever seen on there.
And they're like unmarried.
It's always the single white guys live at home with their mom in the basement. There's a type. There's definitely a type to them. They're the little unassuming dude that no one ever suspects.
But they're friendly.
But they were always really friendly and nice to all the people. But they're murdering dozens and dozens of people in their hospital beds, just killing everybody. Nobody suspected a thing until one day some of the medicine was found in some autopsy, and they were like, "Oh, who had access to the medicine?" And they tracked him down, and then he confesses to 190 murders over a 25-year period of being a nurse. Those things are scary shit because, again, there's hundreds and hundreds of episodes of these shows. There was so many of these people. There's like one in every city all around the country. The multiple dudes doing this. Like 4 women I've ever seen on there. Otherwise, it's dudes. And maybe I've ever seen like a couple Puerto Rican dudes. I've never seen any black people doing that shit. I've never seen... No, I know. Very, like, French people. Sometimes somebody will be, like, Spanish, like, from Spain. Not, like, Mexican, but, like, Spanish, Spain. Baby, you ever see... I've never seen... it's pretty much just a white guy game. Yeah? For them nurses that kill?
There's been about 5 or 6 female nurses. But yeah, it's mostly been disturbed males.
Mostly white guys. I'm just saying. So, yep, that's about the murder shows. been keeping up on YouTube, and a couple people around the complex been talking about some corona conspiracies. And this is conspiracy theories that are pretty far out there. I got a buddy, I'll have him on here pretty soon. He's got a pretty good one about a giant asteroid hidden for the world that's going to kill everyone. And this is all just a cover up to keep us from thinking about that. That one's going to be excellent. I got a good interview with him on his couch, and he lives right down the hallway. I barely even had to break quarantine for like 12 feet to get to his door, and he lives by himself, and he's been in his house, so it's pretty safe the way we're doing it. So there's some other ones, the reason that all the cell phones are going out, they've been telling us it's overpopulated traffic is flooding the internet and flooding the cell phone networks because everybody's stuck at home, and so everybody's on. And that kind of makes sense, and that's what I believe, because that's probably what's true. But there is a large group of people, I don't know if they call it large, but several thousand people who think that they're just prepping us by getting us used to cell phone shortages and cable interruptions and power interruptions, so that when they crash all the grids and the cell phones and on the internet and everything, so that when they go door to door after martial law, they can collect all the guns and everything, and we can't communicate with each other. I don't believe that, but there is also someone shooting a gun outside my house while we're filming this. I know, it's not part of the show at all. You shouldn't go outside, you're in witness protection. Live gunfire in Portland tonight. Live on the 9 o'clock news. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the conspiracy theories. And that's all getting us ready for the end of the world. And when they crash all the grid, they're going to come and seize everything and all that. And
these people coming out, I don't know. There's people out there, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know, we'll stay inside. We're in an upstairs apartment, so they're not messing with us.
Hearing sirens here soon.
Oh, great. Live action. Live action. Oh, come around my spot. There's live action. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know about any of that kind of stuff. That stuff's all crazy. I drove through that giant puddle in our parking lot. This guy seen me backing out of my spot and still kept going forward to where I had no way to do it, and I had to drive through the big ass puddle, and now my car is all messed up. I don't know what that does to it. We're talking to a mechanic guy tomorrow, but when I drove it, it sounded like I was in a wind tunnel, or like I was driving through the dryer in an automated car wash, something like that. It was really loud whooshing sound. I called the service people at Kia, and they told me absolutely don't drive it under any condition until you can have it looked at. So that's parked for now. So that's always a fun thing to happen during the apocalypse. Now I have no more. You know what? With my car being busted out, I can't do my job that I was doing. And I was delivering the food for the Instacart and the DoorDash. And it's like my hero moment. I'm never going to be a cop or a firefighter. I'm never going to be in the military. I'm never going to be a nurse or a doctor or like a first responder of some kind that's going to help save people in a crisis. This is our moment. No?
Or an admin assistant like me.
I can't be. I'll never be an admin assistant in a glass company during the middle of a crisis. You're right. You got that for sure. And what's crazy is we're both deemed essential. We're both equal in there. I deliver groceries to people who are homebound and sickly, risking my own health and everything else to be out in the world performing a service, and you sit in an office by yourself with a mask on, answering the phone and weighing trucks through a glass window. We're exactly equal in our contribution to the crisis in the government's eyes.
But I'm the only office person. I am the only one in the office.
Okay,
see?
So check this out. Not like that, but my job fucks around and goes on strike. Middle of the crisis, half the country's out of work. We're one of the few people left to work. Instacart and Amazon or delivery, evidently, they're thinking about it still. Instacart goes on strike. They're telling people, don't show up for work, don't cross the picket line, don't take Amazon, don't break the digital blockade and all that. Instacart's offering bonuses if you take the orders because they ain't got enough people working right now.
But we have that stay-at-home order, but yet they're still picketing and going against that. Go figure.
Right. They're picketing because they want hand sanitizers and masks and gloves and stuff for every shopper paid for by them.
But
what Instacart's saying they don't have that stuff to give everyone. Plus the logistics of shipping it to everyone right now is crazy. Think about that. But they want it right now, and they want more hazard pay, more risk pay, which I'm okay with that. All right, we've got like $3 and $5 extras on every single delivery. $50 if you do 10 deliveries in like 3 days on Instacart. They got all kinds of stuff. Could be better. Not gonna lie, especially right now when they really need people. Now wouldn't be a bad time to not be greedy and kick in some extra money for your people. But, I mean, let's be reasonable here. This is my hero time. So, but this weekend, no car. So we were stuck at the house. No chance to go out and get the side hustle going. But we had the kids this weekend, so it was a good, fun time in life. We played a little game show called Totally Not Fear Factor. Where me and Baby Yoda, we picked out all the grossest things or the most challenging things we could find at the dollar store because it's the only place that has grocery stuff left around us. So we ended up with the sour vine twist ropes that were super sour. We ended up with those. And we filmed this whole thing. It's a whole game show. And then some of the footage got corrupted, but we're missing 2 of the events. But we have some of the other events. We're going to piece it all together someday. Hopefully we can reenact it. But this show was golden fun. This took like 3-4 hours. And we had the kids' total attention. So it was beautiful. And they were all cooperating and they were invested in the product. And they wanted to make it as good as possible.
We had good quarantine family interaction.
It surely was. I'm not sure that everything was completely sanitary since we all manhandled some of the products together without washing our hands and things like that between events. But we were all safe because none of us have it. Mm-mm. So we had the sour ropes when you had to have like 12 of them in a big group, and we had to just smash 12 of those big gummy sour ropes as much as you could get in as fast as you could. Yeah, and we compared times. Fastest time got the point. Okay.
Spray.
And then we had tiebreakers and we had everything. Okay, so we had those. We had Pop Rocks and soda. We had to chug a whole pack of Pop Rocks and then take a swig of the soda. That one was nuts. Everybody passed that one. Nobody chickened out on that one.
I failed it.
Oh, yeah.
I only took half because I didn't realize
she failed on a technicality. She was actually the only... I forgot about that. You failed. You actually failed that one.
I did. I didn't know.
Because she only took half of the package and then drank some soda and then went back like a minute later and took the rest of the bag. And I'm like, what are you doing? Taking it... What do you mean? You didn't take it all in one shot? And she's like, no, I didn't know you had to. Like, that's the whole challenge. Here's the crazy thing. She watched 3 other people do it. She knew she was last. She already seen everybody else do it, and she still screwed it up.
The book. And
then we had the book, the Pretty Princess Challenge, 5-minute challenge. It's this big book. Can you grab it real quick? It's called the 5-minute Princess Stories, I think, or something like that. Here we go. Here's the book. And it's 5-minute princess stories, and we call it the Pretty Princess Challenge. And what you basically have to do is hold the book out, full extension, and hold it out here for 5 minutes if you can. And And since there's kids and stuff, I let them switch hands. And here you go. Here's the book. And Braden got like 26 seconds. Baby Yoda just fell out almost immediately. His poor little guy, his little skinny arms, he didn't last very long at all. Baby girl lasted a long time. She lasted quite a while. What did she last? Like 3 minutes, something?
Yeah.
And then you went the whole 5 minutes. Both arms struggled super hard. You were sweating. You really struggled that out, but you got the whole 5 minutes. I was really impressed with that.
But we were holding the books with palms out. Not
you
like
because
this.
no,
Like
you did, but everybody else didn't.
Oh.
Everybody else was gripping the book the way that we described it. You actually, technically, you lost this on a technicality too, but we gave you the win anyway. Me and Brady talked about it, and we're like, she needs a win, so. Wow. Yeah, you held it on your palm, which is significantly easier than if you have to have the grip on it, because the grip tires your forearm out much faster. But we gave you the win because you lasted the whole 5 minutes. I got up and I was she had been on there for 5 minutes, and I watched her and she was struggling so hard and she's sweating and it looked really difficult, and we still had a lot of stuff left to go, and the kids were tired, and I was seeing them, I was losing them. And so I want to get it over with real quick, so I grabbed it and I was like, oh, and I dropped it in like 2 seconds. It's like, you win. And then, I had an extra Pop Rocks left over from the challenge before, and I emptied it, and I chugged the whole thing of Pop Rocks. I took a chug of soda, I grabbed the book, I held the book up for like 2 seconds, I dropped it, I go, you win! And I was popping Pop Rocks everywhere when I did it. And Lil Yoda was going crazy because he thought that was the coolest thing he'd ever seen in the world. I said, you won with Pop Rocks flying out of my mouth everywhere. And then we had the hot sauce. And the hot sauce got a little bit out of hand. To be honest, got a little out of hand. I have a Don't Mess with Texas shot glass. Like a full shot glass for liquor. And it has a little handle on it. And it says, Don't Mess with Texas. And my old coworker, my best friend Brandon, brought it back to me from Texas. He was down there doing some work for his company down